Hello and welcome to today's practice, Rise with the Sun. Movement in general helps to move lymph through the lymphatic channels, reducing stagnancy and heaviness in the body. Morning movement is also particularly helpful for reducing stagnancy and heaviness that accompanies sleep. So let's begin by coming to table shape. So I recommend placing a blanket across the center of the mat. And then coming to the shape of table, hands a little bit wider than the shoulders, spread the fingers. We'll do a few cycles of the cat-cow flow. So as you breathe in, let the belly start to release down to the mat. Slightly tip the chin up so you open your throat, open the chest. Exhale, press your hands and round your spine. Two more times. Inhale, release your belly. Lift your heart. Exhale, press your hands and around your spine. One last time. Inhale, release your belly. Lift through the heart. And exhale, press your hands and around through the spine. Inhale, come to neutral with the spine. Put the weight in the right knee. Send the left leg out to the side in gate legs. We're going to do a few gate rocks. You're going to move your hips toward your right heel, reaching your hips toward the back short side of the mat, and then bring them up. Move the hips back, folding the body forward, rising up. Let's do that one more time. Shift the hips toward the back short side of the mat. And then bring the hips up. We're going to take a twist, ground down through the right hand, slide the left hand up first to the left chest, draw the left elbow point to the sky. Feel free to stay here. I usually like to take the gaze downward toward the floor, toward the right hand. You might also take that left arm and maybe send it upward toward the sky, creating an expansive feeling across your heart and your arms. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, the left hand is going to come down to the mat. We're going to take this left leg and start to sweep it toward the back short side of the mat, allowing the left toes to then lift away from the floor, bringing the left leg about parallel to the mat in the spinal balance pose. Now you can stay here, or right arm is going to extend by the right ear. Draw the navel in and the low front ribs in. That's going to create a little extra support for your lower lumbar spine. Now keep the left leg lifted. As you exhale, lower the right hand. Now you're going to take your lifted left leg, sweep it over to the right until the ball of the foot comes down. Then you're going to take your chin and just move it just a bit over toward the right shoulder so that you engage through the right side body and open through the left side body. Last exhale here. Inhale, come back to the center with the left leg. Bring the spine to the center. Exhale, lower the left knee down, and then sway the hips out a few times. So gate leg second side. Put the weight into the left knee. Send your right leg out to the side. Gate rocks. Move the hips toward your left heel. And then shift your hips back up. Let's do that a few more times. Reach the hips back. Spread through the fingers, strong anchoring of the hands. Rise up with the hips. Last two times. Move the hips back. And rise up. Last one. And rise up. Ground down through the left hand. Start to lift the right hand. Bring the right hand up to the right chest. Draw the elbow point up. And so you can find a placement for your head, maybe gazing down at the floor, looking to the right side of the room. Possibly extend your right arm all the way up to the sky. Press out a bit through the center of the right palm as you spread the right 5 fingers and open across the heart. Take a breath in. Exhale. Lower the right hand. You're going to sweep that right leg toward the back short side of the mat. Let your right toes lift away from the floor. Engage the navel in toward the spine. Stay here. Take your left arm, send it forward. Steady the gaze of the eyes. Take another cycle of breath here. Okay, keep the right leg lifted, but lower the left hand down. You're going to sweep that right leg over to the left until the ball of the foot taps down, and then bring the chin toward your left shoulder so that you open through the right side body. Take your last exhalation here. And then as you're inhaling, sweep that right leg back up. Exhale, lower your right knee down. And then just sway out your hips a few times from side to side. And then pause in the center with the hips. We're going to press into the balls of the feet, lifting the knees and coming into the first downward facing dog. And then here you can take a moment to just walk out through your feet and your knees. This movement of the feet and the knees referred to as walking the dog, but it brings some extra stretch through the toes, through the arches of the feet, up through the backs of the ankles and the calves. Pause momentarily. Feel the rise upward of the sitting bones, and then we're going to walk the hands toward the feet at the back of the mat. So walk over your blanket support as you come into forward fold. You can allow your knees to be somewhat soft. Inhale, halfway lift. So slide the hands up onto the shins, lift the belly, reach out through the crown of the head, and then exhale as you fold back in. Slide your hands down, bow in toward the legs. Inhale, bend your knees and reverse your swan dive. Sweep your arms nice and wide as you rise up. Exhale, prayer hands coming together and then down into the heart. Breathe in. Circle sweep the arms wide and up. Extended mountain. Exhale, bend the knees and swan dive the body forward over the legs, coming into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Slide the hands up on the shins. Draw the shoulders down the back. Elongate the spine. And exhale, fold into the legs. Walk the hands back over the blanket. Come into downward facing dog. Take your next inhalation to roll your hips out into plank position. So you may have to adjust your toes 1 to 2 inches back. So a high push-up. Keep the knees up or lower them down. We're going to exhale, bend the elbows and lower down to the chest and the ribs for cobra. So as you arrive, tuck your hands under your low chest, untuck the toes, and inhale, curl the chest up into cobra. So tops of the feet stay tapped down as your heart draws through. Exhale, rock the hips up through table and then back into down dog. Take a moment here. Hold the body in the shape of the down dog. And then deepen the inhale and the exhale. Slow, conscious breathing also helps to move lymph through the lymphatic channels, reducing heaviness, increasing lightness and motivation. Take a last exhale here. Walk your hands to your feet. So go to the back short side of the mat, folding in. Inhale, halfway lift with your spine. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, bend your knees and reverse. Sweep the arms wide and up. Exhale, prayer hands connecting and coming down in to your heart. Inhale, circle sweep the arms wide and up. Extend a mountain. Exhale, bend your knees and swan dive your body forward over the legs. Inhale, one halfway lift. Bring the hands to the shins. Press the shins into the hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk your hands forward, coming into downward facing dog. Take a second, settle into the downward dog, and then inhale, roll the hips forward into plank. So remember, you may need to adjust your toes an inch or two as you come into that push-up position. High push-up with knees lifted or knee down push-up. Exhale, bend the elbows and lower down. So maybe move to the tips of the toes if the knees are up. Curling the chest up to cobra. So tuck the hands under the low chest. Inhale, lift from the shoulder blades. Cobra, exhale, downward facing dog. From down dog, shift into the left ball of the foot. Inhale, send your right heel up into down dog, split. And as you exhale, you're going to curl the right knee in toward the chest, step the right foot by the right wrist, and take the back left knee down to the floor. Inhale, you're going to ground down and stabilize through the legs and the feet. Sweep the arms up by the ears. Now, left arm's going to stay by the ear. Right hand's going to come down, resting on your right hip. As you exhale, take this left elbow and tap it down to the top of the right thigh or to the outside of the right thigh, bringing the spine in a twist. Inhale as you come back around to the center. Draw the tailbone down and extend your left arm up. Exhale again, tap the left elbow to the top of the thigh or to the outer thigh. If you go to the outer thigh, press the outer thigh into the elbow just a bit. Good. One more time. Inhale, come back around. Tailbone will draw down. Navel will draw in as the arm reaches up. Exhale to twist. Now this time we're going to stay in the twist, so you can hold here in this shape that feels a little deep. You might even come up just a bit so that the outside of the thigh and the hand are connected. You might also slide the right hand to the left hand so that you're in the low lunge with the prayer twist, pressing the hands together and using that to help deepen the spinal twist. Take a breath in. And a last breath out here. Okay, inhale, come back around to the center. Exhale, lower your hands, lift your back knee, step the right foot back into downward facing dog. Inhale, send your left heel up into down dog split. Exhale, curl your left knee in and step your left foot by your left wrist. Take your back right knee down to the floor and walk your hands up to your front left thigh. You're going to take the breath in, send both arms by the ears momentarily. Now the right arm is going to stay by the ear as the left arm sweeps down and the left hand comes to the hip. Exhale, you're going to take the right elbow and twist so that we tap down to the left leg. And then inhale as you come back around. Draw the tailbone down, feel the lower belly draw in, fingertips reaching high. Exhale, twist to the left. One more time. Inhale as you come back, draw the tailbone down. Exhale as you twist to the left. Now we're going to stay in the twist. You can always take a slightly more mild twist by placing the right hand to the outer left thigh. You can keep the elbow to the top of the thigh, or you can take the elbow to the outside and then place the hands together in prayer. A few options to choose from. Take a moment here. Last exhale, inhale, come back around to the center, and then exhale, let your hands come down to frame your left foot. Lift your right knee, step your left foot back into downward facing dog. So you're going to take the breath in to bring the hips once again out into the shape of the plank, the high push-up. So knees up or knees down. Exhale, begin to bend the elbows to lower down. If the knees are up, move more toward the tips of the toes as you come down to the floor. So we're going to bring our arms down by our side, thumbs pointing down, pinky fingers pointing up, and draw the tailbone down for locust. So we're going to float the chest low, float both legs, and maybe lift the hands away from the floor. Just going to open the front body, put a little pressure into the navel region, abdominal organs. Take a breath in and a last breath out. Okay, and then slowly lower down. So as you come to this position, you can stack your hands, rest your forehead on your stacked hands, and then sway your hips a few times. Let the hips find stillness. Feel the low belly release toward the earth, the weight of the legs release down. Okay, and we're going to press back into wide knee child's pose. So slide the hands under the low chest. Press your body up through table. Go a little wide with your knees. Bring your big toes close. And then you're going to reach your sitting bones back toward your heels. I'm going to take a side stretch here. So walk toward the right, long side of the mat. Hands maybe off of the side of the mat as you stretch long through the left side of the body. Walk the hands through the center and over to the left. Stretch out nice and long through the right side body. Okay, come back to the center. Stretch out long through both arms. Reach the sitting bones toward the heels. Nice deep breath right into the lower back region. And then we can walk the hands in so you can come around to seated position. Swinging the legs out in front of the body. Breathe in, sweep the arms wide. Reach your fingertips up toward the sky. Take another breath in here. Exhale, prayer hands coming together. Draw them down into the heart as you bring your chin slightly forward. The light within me bows to that same light that exists within each of you. Namaste.